It's here 3 months and 11 days too late, but who gives a crap? It's still here. And still probably too early due to the lack of me seeing films. But I'd rather this list not be released in like May, because that's even later than I am now. So anyways, without further ado, my top 10 movies of 2017. Whoosh. Before we get completely started, I'm going to rattle off 3 honorable mentions, because everybody's a winner in life. These films came in the 13, 12, and 11 spots on my list and just barely didn't make the cut. All of these films are really, really good, and I still recommend that you see all of them, even though they did not make my top 10. These films are Wonder, Logan, and A Ghost Story. All of these films were pulled off so well, and it really is truly a shame that none of them were able to make my list, especially A Ghost Story. I really hesitated with not putting that one on, but I liked my number 10 movie so much that I just could not replace it. So anyways, here is my number 10 best film of 2017. Mother! Is a film directed by Darren Aronofsky and stars Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. I didn't know what to think during the entirety of this film, and when Aronofsky said that he wrote this due to a fever dream, I believe it. This movie is crazy, and when people say that watching a film is like riding a roller coaster, this is the craziest roller coasters, but in a good way. This film is not for the faint of heart. I do highly recommend that you all check it out, but it gets intense. I was probably shaking for an hour after I watched it the first time. I've seen the film 3 times now. Just a great movie overall. This is, I think, the most controversial movie of the year, and I'm definitely on the good side of it, and you should all check it out. Coming in at my number 9 spot is Good Time Was a Good Time. I'm totally the only YouTuber that's ever used that tagline, so yeah. A+ for originality, yay! Anyways, Good Time is a film directed by the Safdie brothers, and it stars Robert Pattinson in the best performance I've ever seen from him. That being said, he only has the Twilight films to beat, but whatever. And this is one of the best performances that I've seen all year, and I'm surprised that he didn't get any Oscar buzz for that performance. But I recommend that you all go check it out. You could probably rent it. It's free for people who own Amazon Prime. Yeah. My number 8 film. Split is a film directed by M. Night Shyamalan and is on my top 10. Let's let that soak in for a second. I've never expected to be putting an M. Night movie on a top 10 list of mine, but I don't know where I enjoyed this movie the most. It was the directing, the lighting, or the eerie feel that this film gave off. But I definitely know that the acting was one of the reasons I enjoyed this movie so much. Amazing performance by Anya Taylor-Joy, and in my opinion, an Oscar-worthy performance from James McAvoy. I highly recommend you all go see Split, despite the fact that it is an M. Night Shyamalan film. My number 7 film of 2017 is Dunkirk is a film directed by Christopher Nolan and is one of, if not the most intense movie I've seen all year. I'm going to make this one nice and short because I'm thinking about making a full review on it. But one of the common complaints of this film is the lack of acting, but people need to know that, first of all, Harry Styles is not necessarily a born actor. And second of all, this film is about the moment, not the characters. This film excels in sound mixing and design, and every single one of you should go see it. My number 6 film of 2017 is Baby Driver. Is the most fun film that I've seen all year, and is directed by Edgar Wright, one of my favorite directors. Everything about this movie is lovable. The action scenes were edited into a masterpiece. Standout performances from Ansel Elgort as a baby and Jamie Foxx as Bats. The way that the soundtrack just flows with this film and how every song is placed in a spot it should best belong in is amazing. That's really all I gotta say about this film. I may make a full review on it in the future, but we're entering the top 5 now, and the number 5 film is... Although this may sound a little weird, one man made me fall in love with this movie as soon as it turned on, and that man was Kumail Nanjiani. This man was so funny in this film, and overall it gave off one of the most charming characters, one of the best performances that I've seen from anybody all year. There was never a moment where it seems that I was being forced to care about the characters, and I really cared about them all on my own. I think there were times where I teared up a little and possibly even shed one, but it was all worth it. Amazing performances all around, with the standout, like I just said, is Kumail Nanjiani, but Zoe Kazan, Holly Hunter, and Ray Romano were all just fantastic, and I loved this film so much. My number 4 spot is going to go to... Lady Bird, written and directed by Greta Gerwig, is the best coming-of-age film that I've ever seen. And as far as I can say, this film is perfect. I cared about the characters so much, and the relationship between mother and daughter really had me crying at times, and almost jumping for joy during others. Saoirse Ronan is the best actress of the year in my book, and this movie just messed with me in a good way. It threw me left, right. I didn't know it was coming. It had me. It had me in its grip, and I wanted it to hold me there for hours after the movie was finished. And after the movie was finished, I just continued to sit there for another 30 minutes and think about the film. Huge, huge props to Greta Gerwig, for she has created a truly amazing film. So, what could possibly beat this film with what I just described it? Well, I got 3. Number 3 is going to go to... I'm going to refrain from saying a whole lot about this film because I have a review already made and scheduled for release tomorrow, but this film truly, truly impressed me. Jordan Peele has written clearly the best screenplay of the year, very close with Lady Bird, and Daniel Kaluuya and every other actor/actress in the film impressed me. It was a creepy, slow-burning horror mystery with a little bit of comedy sprinkled in there. Shout out to Lil Rel Howery. He made me laugh real hard multiple times. This is a great, 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 great film. And my number 2 spot is going to go to... I didn't know what to think going into Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water. Obviously, I knew it was going to be a good film, but I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. This was an extremely unpredictable film in the best way. I never once knew what was coming. In 1 second, I felt so happy, and the next, I was crying. Yes, I do think I did cry during this film. Guillermo del Toro greatly deserves the best director for this film, and I was in the moment and stuck there from the beginning. I could have sat in the theater for hours longer just watching the interaction of the characters, and this was a fantastic film, and I struggled not putting this at number 1. So what could be in that number 1 spot, you ask? Well, you're about to figure out. Here it is. My best film of 2017 is... Yes, ladies and gents, here it is. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is the best film that I've seen all year. I don't know really where to start because I know this film is definitely going to get its own review due to it taking to the number 1 spot. But let's start with the performances. This movie has the best all-around cast of any film this year. This movie threw me back and forth and side to side, and I really just didn't know what to think of it all when it was over. This movie was a test, and at first I wasn't really enjoying it a whole lot, actually. Part of you wants to side with Mildred, and the other side wants you to take the side of the police force. And that struggle exists throughout the whole film. Frances McDormand gives her best performance ever, and my standout performance of this film is going to Sam Rockwell, who won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. So those are the 10 best films that I saw 2017. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment for any of movies on this list that you would like to see, like a full review on. and subscribe for many more movie reviews. Peace.